Ceci, what's the neuroscientific perspective on the changeability of the mind and whether the mind is, fundamentally good or not? There's this term neuroplasticity that's quite recent and quite optimistic.
Absolutely, and that is the key word in all these aspects of is it possible to change? And if we think that 30 years ago it was unthinkable by science that the brain and the mind could change, and say, oh, how discouraging was to lead such a life in which you get what you get, there's nothing you can do, you're stuck with who you are, the way you are, and there is no room for change. I cannot imagine how discouraging that must have been. But lucky for us, that has changed, and now it has been proven the tremendous power of adaptability called neuroplasticity, that both the anatomical brain and the mind, which, as you know, it's, as we all know, but by just personal experience, it's not something, an object, a physical object that we can grasp. They both have the possibility of changing. It's not always easy, as some marketing says, change in 21 days or create a habit in 21 days. It's not always as that, but there is this possibility of changing, both anatomically speaking and in the way it proceeds, it thinks, it reacts, in the way neurons connect and fire together. So what a great joy it is to know that and to understand this process. It is always easy? No, it is not. It is always as fast as we think it is? No, it is not. And we need to put an effort, and we need to put a lot of repetition, because we will be creating new neural pathways. We will be creating new regions in which neurons will fire together in a different way. And by creating new neuronal connections and decreasing the amount of times per day that we use the old path, little by little, we will start noticing a new tendency in the way we react, or the first thoughts that come to mind, or we will become more familiar with a certain pattern, and we will become less familiar to react in the way we did in the old pattern. So good news, it is very much possible. Not so good news, it's not always in 21 days, but we will keep with the good ones.